So Max posted a video earlier showing Kim Leadbeater talking to Owen Jones on the campaign trail, and her responses, as Max has pointed out, were frustrating. She refused to commit to a 12.5% pay rise for nurses on the streets, and unfortunately she used the phrase magic money tree, evoking Theresa May during the austerity years. So this is infuriating beyond belief, really. You've got this Labour candidate who she's the sister of Jo Cox, and she's running to honour her sister's memory, which is great. And she's been harassed on the campaign trail by Galloway's goons. So it has been tough for her, but at the same time, she has to, she has a lot of media attention now. She could use this sort of spotlight to launch a really great attack on the Tory candidate. Instead, you have these kind of half-assed responses saying, well, I can't commit to that. I can't, I'm going to have to go and read the figures. I can't commit to a 12.5% pay rise. And it's just infuriating, I mean, I'm not the best speaker, but I could fashion a more impassioned response to his question. So Owen Jones asks, do you support the 12.5% pay rise? I say, absolutely, Owen. 12.5% is more, is the bare minimum, rather, required for these brave nurses on the front line who've worked tirelessly for the last year on COVID wards, watching people die, working without adequate PPE, seeing workings of long shifts for very poor wage. Hospital parking has been introduced. That kind of thing. Go on the attack and say this is outrageous. In the middle of a pandemic, the idea that you would cut the wages of nurses is, morally repulsive, which it is. A year and a half of coronavirus, and the Conservative government have cut wages for nurses. I mean, it's actually obscene. It's obscene, and it's just morally repulsive, and she should be saying this kind of thing. She should be saying, I'm appalled by this, how they've treated our frontline workers. But instead, she can't even commit to a 12.5% pay rise. She can't even commit to a figure. So, I mean, Labour deserve to lose this election if that's the kind of, measly, mealy-mouthed response. It's just infuriating for people who want to see the Labour Party actually deliver a slap to the Conservative Party. All right, so let's have a quick look at the Conservative candidate, who is Ryan Stevenson. Here he is. You won't have seen him on the news because he's been hiding from all press. There he is, being with the plebs. There he is, talking to a pleb on the street there. So he has been out on the campaign trail. I don't know when this photo was taken, but he must have gone out and spoken to that guy, recently. Anyway, let's have a look at his little blurb here. So, as our MP, Ryan will work with ministers to attract new businesses and create good local jobs, decent wage, cut crime, more police officers, investment in youth clubs, young people, and secure investment for our high streets. Help bring life back to our town centres. See, what's not to like? Jobs, hooray! Bring back the high street, yay! More police, yay! I mean, this is just basic stuff. This is the thing. This is the stuff every MP says. I'm going to create jobs. I'm going to invest in our. What the Labour Party actually doing? Except running from the spectre of Corbyn. Her answer is. You can understand her answer as being she wants to sort of position herself as being a sort of centrist candidate, distance herself from the Corbynite wing of the party that was going to spend big, and these voters who didn't want to vote for Corbyn because he was too ambitious with his spending, and they were worried about him bankrupting the country. So because of that, she has to be mealy-mouthed and say, I'm going to be responsible and not commit to any kind of spending at all, and we're going to be the party of fiscal responsibility, not the Conservatives. But doing that is just being a Tory-like candidate. Oh, it's infuriating, folks. It's infuriating. Anyway, I just wanted to agree with Max on this video, and I guess we'll see what happens on Thursday, and let's hope that she isn't defeated by too many votes. Although if her defeat triggers the end of a Starmer opposition, then that could only be a good thing. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side. That's all for now.